compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners was provided in the following manner. Published in the Press of Atlantic City and mailed to the Current, the Daily Journal, the Hamilton Gazette, and the Hamilton News, and has been posted on the bulletin boards in the county office building in Atlantic City, the Stillwater building in Northfield, and the county clerk's office in Mays Landing. Before we say the prayer, let us keep the athletes from around the world in our thoughts and prayers as they begin to compete this year in the Winter Olympics. And I think we have about 8 from New Jersey.
Lead us, Lord, that we may be leaders of our community and continue to guide us in the decisions we make for the service of others. Amen.
Amen. Amen. We'll stand face the flag for the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll have a roll call, please.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Gatto is coming virtually, and Commissioner Bertina will not be here today.
Okay, thank you.
Ballas.
Here.
Corsi.
Present.
Days.
Here.
Fitzpatrick. Here. Gatto.
Here.
Parker.
Present.
Risley.
Here.
And Kern.
Here. Okay, and before we start the meeting, I'd like to take a moment before we begin to thank those that spent this past weekend preparing many roads in anticipation of the snow, and those that spent endless hours clearing the streets. It's really a collaboration of multiple organizations working together across Atlantic County. So on behalf of the board, I'd like to offer our thanks again to all of those that work so hard. It's a lot of snow. I'd also like to extend a Happy New Year greeting to all that are celebrating the beginning of the Lunar New Year today, especially our Chinese, Vietnamese, and Filipino communities here in Atlantic County. And I think it's the year of the tiger. Commissioners have had an opportunity to review the minutes from January 4th. I'll entertain a motion to adopt January 4th minutes as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made in second. Any comments from the commissioners?
I was just wondering, Sonia, was that done?
It was.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Yes, it was done.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Abstain.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, anyone that would like to speak during public comments, please come to the podium, state your name and the town you reside. You will be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. If you're attending virtually, please type yes and the resolution number in the question and answer box. Any items not listed on the agenda, you may speak during public comments. You'll be raised from an attendee to a panelist. When you're raised, please state your name and the town you reside. Okay, and I would like to have a motion to bring resolution number 48 up.
Second.
Motion made in second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried, and we'll have resolution 48.
Appointment of Michelle Savage Newsom as Department Head for Atlantic County Human Services.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments from our commissioners?
Is she present?
She is. She's right up front.
I should have known sitting next to Ferguson. He was just gonna make sure she said the right thing. He said, he probably pre-warned her, watch him, because he's gonna ask the questions. But not today.
Yeah, okay. Michelle, yeah, absolutely. So, thank you for everything. I mean, you and your staff have just been working terribly, all kinds of hours. It's so hard. And thank you, and again, all of your staff for that.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we have any other commissioner
I'll
comments?
second that. You've done a great job for the county over the years, and it's well noted. And I'm curious as to what you think the biggest challenges you're going to face in this new position.
My biggest challenges. I think my first challenge is going to be pulling a little bit away from Meadowview. I've been a part of Meadowview for 20 years. I feel like I've grown up there. So getting them settled with the new administrator, I have an amazing team there. So I have full confidence they're going to be able to carry on the great care. So I think that's the first challenge I'm going to have, is pulling back a little bit. I don't really know much more of a challenge. I think there's going to be a lot of things I have to learn. I feel that there's going to be a lot of people I meet, and each time something comes up, and I'm going to face a different challenge, which I welcome.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Ballas?
Yeah, Michelle, I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Well-deserved appointment to this position. I'm sure you're going to do a great job at it. You always have. And if you need anything from us, just say email or phone call or through Jerry to us away.
Thank you so much.
Do I have any other comments, questions, or anything from the commission? Yep.
Just briefly, again, I just want to thank you for your accessibility at the nursing home and your guidance through the pandemic. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Still going on.
Well,
It is.
at the nursing home in particular, but
With
continued guidance. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah. Any other comments from our commissioners?
I just want to say congratulations. Good for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And congratulations as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
They say the best for last.
I know, I noticed that.
One time I have no questions.
Wow.
Not too many people keep it.
Look, we better call it
Yeah,
real quick.
That is so true.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Do we have any comments from the public? Yes, Mr. Ferguson.
Yeah, I just want to say that I've been county council now for 19 years. Had many occasions to work with Michelle on many issues involving Meadowview. She's not only very knowledgeable, but a very caring individual, both for the people that work with her and the clientele she serves. She'll be an excellent department head.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ferguson.
Yeah, this is a, you know that Michelle is my profession, a licensed social worker. And so there's a little bit of affinity toward her since that's where I started as an administrator,
Right.
but I was a social work administrator. Anyways, when she worked at the nursing home, she demonstrated an ability to manage the issues that were going on. And the department head at the time had come to the county. I was the administrator, obviously. Denny had to be convinced that we were going to move with a new administrator at the time. And we went to Denny and suggested and recommended that we hire and move Michelle at the time. A younger person, but demonstrated that she could handle the circumstances that were going on at Meadowview at the time. But I do need to say that over the course of the last 2 years, as you all know with COVID, it's been very difficult. I mean, she can tell you story after story after story, and it has been very demanding. I don't know if you all know Stacy Bates, she's our director of nursing. I'm assuming Stacy can sit here and give you all the technical issues that have been going on. But I would like to congratulate her personally. She's done a very good job just running the facility. During these last 2 years, it's been outstanding. Same way with Stacy. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Gary.
Jerry.
Do I have any other comments from the public? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Horsey.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto. Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to resolution 35. Well, we've got to get a couple hugs in here, but. Okay, resolution 35?
Amending resolution number 684 adopted December 21, a grant application and acceptance from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Center for Disease Control and Prevention for the fiscal year 2021 overdose data to action Operation Helping Hand grant to include subaward number FFY 0HH-1-2021, no additional cost.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Commissioners moving second. Any commissioner comments? Seeing none, anything from the public? Okay, roll call please.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to Resolution 36, please.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the fiscal year 2020 County Aid Program grant, amount not to exceed $6,828,550.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any commissioner comments? Seeing none, any comments from the public? Okay, we have a roll call please.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 37.
Professional services agreement with various vendors to provide temporary nursing staff for Meadowview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, amount not to exceed $634,536.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Ballas.
Since we have Michelle here, maybe she can just explain how well this program is going at Meadowview.
Yeah, you can, yeah, because then they could see on the camera.
So the temporary nursing staff program, we're really getting one vendor that's giving us most of the staffing. We did the emergency one beforehand, and we had a couple different vendors, but the prices that they were charging us were outrageous, which made us go out to bid. Fortunately, we do have a relationship with one of the vendors already, and they're giving us most of the staff. So it is helping a lot to supplement our staff. We are meeting our numbers now, so it's helping that way.
Thank you.
There's no backlash from the staff, correct? They
No.
appreciate the help, hopefully?
They do appreciate the help.
Great.
And hopefully we can get back to having all permanent staff. This is definitely something that's very foreign to us. We've never had to use this much agency ever. We take a lot of pride in how we retain our staff and the longevity of them. So when COVID hit, we lost a lot of people. So, we hope to hire more staff and kind of phase out the temp staff.
Thank you, Michelle.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call, please.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to Resolution 38, please.
Competitive contract with Barron Jewish Older Adult Services to provide nursing services to include both physical health and health education. Amount not to exceed $36,000.
So moved. Second.
Motion made in second. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 39.
Competitive contract with various vendors for the provision of home care services under the Division of Welfare and Statewide Respite Grant Program, amount not to exceed $125,138.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made in second. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Brings us to our bid contracts, Resolution 40.
Bid contract with Arawak Paving Company Incorporated for the resurfacing of Ocean Heights Avenue, County Route 559A, Sections 4 and 5 in Egg Harbor Township and Hamilton Township. Amount not to exceed $929,000.
Motion.
Second?
Motion made second. Any comments from the commissioners?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Jerry, if sometime you could get us the exact coordinates of where it begins, where it ends. It
Okay,
says section 4 and 5, and
okay, fine.
I'm not sure where that is exactly.
Yeah.
So forgot to
I-
ask him when.
John's on, John can tell you today.
Okay.
I'd be glad to, Commissioner. Basically, it's from English Creek Avenue west to Summers Point Mays Landing Road. It's approximately 4 1/10 miles.
John,
Thank you, John.
Certainly.
Okay, do we have any other questions or comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, anything from the public? No? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 41, please.
Bid contract with Four Quarters Mechanical Incorporated to provide preventative maintenance and repairs on the food service equipment. Amount not to exceed $139,200.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to our change orders. Resolution 42, please.
Change order number 2 with L. Ferriazzi Concrete Company for pedestrian and traffic signal improvements of 28 signalized intersections along County Route 629 in Longport, Margate, Ventnor, and Atlantic City to provide supplemental work. Net increase $1,304,133.61.
Motion.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Any comments from our commissioners?
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Bell.
To Jerry or John or whoever, this is all grant money for this, right?
It's a loan. We borrowed money from the iBank to do this project. And I think the loan itself was roughly a little bit less than 12 million. Bonnie's on, I think it's 11.6. You know, Bonnie can tell us what the loan originally was.
Right, and all this additional work has already been completed, right?
No, John is on. John, I've asked, John to give you, we went through this with the budget subcommittee.
Okay.
John is on. John will go through what exactly happened out in the field. So.
Okay.
If I'm just
John, you're on.
Bonnie, you want to go first?
I'm just here if there's any questions.
Okay. So what the request here is obviously a large change order. The major part of it is for drainage changes as a result of what we've seen as the construction actually happens with the underground conflicts with the drainage along Ventnor Avenue. It's a very old system. We're having to replace a lot of corrugated metal pipe, but also with each of these ADA compliant ramps, handicapped ramps, ADA compliant ramps, each one is virtually a design unto its own. So in 25 of the intersections, these ramps have conflicted with the existing drainage, and the drainage had to be revised and reconstructed. And that includes the inlets and pipe to and from and extensions of pipe and moving of those existing inlets to other locations. So it results in a lot of additional underground work. And so that's the lion's share, which is $889,000 in the item number 8, if you're looking at the change order. There's also a substantial amount of money that has gone that was not anticipated to police for their construction protection. And that is, looking at the change order, it's over $450,000. So between those two, it's 1.2, and the others are also just incidental things that as construction happens, we find things. We had to do some sidewalk repair, some turf repair. I think we tore up just before last summer when the stop, we had some drainage, some, not our drainage, but drainage for the property owner that had to be repaired for their grass system. So all those things add up to the total, and I'd be available now for questions if you have them, and I'll try to answer them.
Any commissioners have a question?
No, I mean, I knew there was a lot of drainage on there, but, you know, what perplexes me is the Tilton Road project from Eagle Avenue to the old airport circle, where there was tons of drainage problems, and all that was milled and overlaid, and no drainage was done there whatsoever. I mean, I know it's Ventnor and Margate and Longport opposed to EHT, but
The real differential there is that the structure of Ventnor Avenue has curbing and gutters. So that all of the drainage is sequestered into the roadway. On Tilton Road, much of that whole drainage system is just sheet flow off the road. So it's just the grading of the actual pavement that takes it off the highway, and it drains to its natural low point. So that's the real difference. These are all structured drains that have been in place now for some of them probably close to 75, 80 years. So having to deal with they're much more brittle. Much of it is underwater all the time because of the high groundwater from its adjacent to the ocean there. So it just has added up. And again, we couldn't use the magic camera to see through. So we were not aware of the complete breadth and depth of the issue. So that's why this stuff happens when you're dealing with underground. And that's what we have here, a bunch of underground utilities, underground drainage, water, gas, etc. So it takes a lot of coordination and unfortunate change orders.
Okay, thank you, John. Commissioner Gatto, were you trying to say something? I don't know if I heard you come in.
I'm just going to try to summarize it quickly so that John didn't have to go into all that detail, but.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatta?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Brings us to resolution 43.
Amending an intergovernmental services agreement with New Jersey Administrative Office of the Courts for the provision of support services revenue generating.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatta?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 44.
Amending resolution number 538 adopted October 5th, 2021, an alternate method contract with various vendors to provide temporary nurse staff to Meadowview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, net increase $170,000.
Move. Second?
Motion's been made second. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 45.
Renewal intergovernmental services agreement with the Atlantic County Area Agency on Aging and the Atlantic County Division of Public Health for Older Americans Act Area Plan Services fiscal year 2022 at 100% funding, amount not to exceed $59,622.53.
So moved. Second.
Motion made second. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 46.
Amending resolution number 683 adopted December 21, 2021, a grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety for the Sexual Assault Response Team Forensic Nurse Examiner Program to include grant number VS6619, no additional amount.
So moved.
Second?
Motion made second. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none, anything from public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas,
Abstain?
Horsey,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 47.
Grant application and acceptance from New Jersey Makers Day or the New Jersey Makers Day Grant Program, amount not to exceed $443.94.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Yep. Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Horsey,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. At this time, I'm going to entertain a motion to combine and adopt resolutions number 49 and 50. And I do believe two of the gentlemen are here this evening. So we're going to vote on that and then go to any other comments.
So moved. Second.
Motion been made and second. Any comments from the commissioners? Okay, anything from the public? Okay, roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Horsey,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. The two gentlemen are here. Oh, they're on here? I'm sorry, they're on.
They're all-
Did they want to say anything? We would like to thank them. Do they want to make any comments? Gentlemen, did you?
Unmute Joseph.
No.
Joseph.
Oh,
Hello.
Joseph.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I just want to thank you for accepting, and I look forward to working with the advisory board.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for doing that. And that was the only, was there something else?
Linda's on to that.
Linda's on as well.
No. Okay, well, we thank you as well, too. Okay, that concludes the written portion of the agenda. Do you have any reports of special committees of the board?
Madam Chair.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I guess it was last Friday, we had a jail committee meeting, reference to resolution, whatever it is from, November, reference to the architectural plans for the addition to the jail. We requested some information. John and I were on the call, the Zoom, or what do you call it? WebEx. And I think we got, as much information as we could possibly get, plus the information that was given during our closed session. And I think that there really isn't any more information that is going to be able to be garnered from the county. So I think that, our next meeting, we bring that back, that resolution back, and either it gets voted up or gets voted down.
Okay, was most of that information distributed amongst all the commissioners?
I believe the email went out with the information from the county that was used for that meeting. And the minutes will be going out probably sometime this week. Yeah, the minutes
Okay.
will be going out this week, so everyone will have
Perfect.
the minutes from all three meetings, plus the information from the closed session. And I believe in the minutes, it talks about, we're looking at close to $1 million for the architectural plan, and somewhere between $17 and $20 million for an addition. And the amount of inmates that they're looking to bring is 250, and the charge is $96.25, I want to say, somewhere around there, which can go up each year either by 2% or is CPI, whichever is lowest, over the course of a 15-year contract, which we reviewed during that the meeting that we had. So that's the information that we have, and if anyone has any questions or feels as though that there's need for any other meeting by the jail committee on that, if there's questions that you want us to address in a meeting to the remainder of the committee, we could do that.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Do we have any other reports from any committees? Oh, is Amy waving? Commissioner Gatto.
Just wanted to report out that the Lake Lenape Dam Committee met last week. What day is it? Yeah, last week. And had a productive meeting. I just wanted to give a kudos or a thanks to Commissioner Bertino and to Senator Palestina's office, both of whom reached out to help us get in touch with our resources at the Pinelands Commission to ensure that the last permit we were waiting for the powerhouse improvements was granted. And we do have confirmed receipt that we did receive that after that outreach. So just want to say thanks on that. That's going to allow us to continue down the path of finishing the RFP requirements and then going out to bid within the next couple of months on the powerhouse improvements. So it's going to help us stay on schedule, which is a really great thing. And then the other thing I just want to mention is that, and you should have all gotten the information via the press release from Linda Gilmore. If not, let me know, but there will be a public information meeting to provide an update on the dam project, the design, everything that's kind of in the works. And that is on February 8th. There's a presentation at 5:30 and then another one at 6:30. And that will be at the Hamilton Township Town Hall. That is, and there will also be a virtual option as well. So all the information I think is on our website. I've posted it on social media. If the commissioners could all help with getting that information out through their own social media channels, that would be great. But we're continuing on. So a lot of good work happening in the committee.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do I have any other reports? Okay. Any unfinished business? Commissioner?
Thank you. I was wondering if any progress has been made in the non-circle presentations that we had from the students in Brigantine yet?
Well, I submitted, just saying, I submitted the materials to Planning and Engineering, had conversations with Mr. Peterson and Mr. Schwartz. So, I mean, I think John might still be on, so John could give you a little bit of, they reviewed the materials. Mark couldn't be here today, but John is on, and John can go through a little bit about where we were, because that's the first thing. I mean, just so you know, I mean, I obviously have a lot of information, more than they've had. They have obviously a lot more information than I have. So John can explain where we are. John, are you there still?
I am still here. I'm sorry. Could you ask the specific question one more time for me? I got a little distracted, had to go out of the room for a minute.
The question, John, was, the students from Brigantine had made a recommendation to.
Yes.
Yeah, so why don't you go through,
Sure.
the conversation, all right?
Be glad to. Approximately 3 years ago, we entered into a design study jointly with the town of Brigantine to look at the Lighthouse Circle. We came up with about 4 different concepts, of which the city chose one that is basically a modern roundabout. It's not a round circle because of the shape of the intersection, but it has the same impacts as a roundabout. Now, that conceptual design has been in place. We've been trying to get through to a final design with a final design agreement with Brigantine and a cost sharing agreement going through to construction. but with everything that's happened with COVID, the mayor passing away, et cetera, there's obviously been some lags in their ability to respond. So we just sent that out again before the new year, and we anticipate moving along with that. Now we looked at the students project, which was a terrific exercise. Let me tell you, it was clear they put a lot of thought and effort into it, and they came up, number one, with a lot of ideas that we came up in the design study. But we will pass those along as part of from the concept study to the final design. We'll pass those along, and quite honestly, you'll see some. Like I said, the concept design had many of those things, and the signage, all those things that they suggested, all have merit. So we will certainly pass them along, and I want to just congratulate, the teacher and or the teachers who set this project up for them, because they did a great job. I mean, they learned a lot. They learned a lot of stuff that, how do I say this? That we wish a lot of drivers out on the road would learn. That they would, because they understood the circle itself, and it was very, very interesting reading. I'll stop there. It was a great project for them. Really appreciated the effort they put in it.
Thank you very much.
I would just hope that, we would maybe keep them included in any updates or something, just because they took an interest, and it would be good to acknowledge that and keep that interest going.
Thank you. Any other unfinished business? Okay, does anybody have any new business they'd like to discuss? Commissioner Fitzpatrick.
Thank you. It was my honor to represent the county at the NJAC reorganization last week, and be sworn in as in representation of the chairwoman and Commissioner Ballas. It was really fun. And I just wanted to say, we voted on the Sardsane grant again today. And it occurs to me that we might have another opportunity to use that model in another way, with a countywide mental health response team that could travel with police when it's deemed necessary or warranted, to provide that kind of professional an alternative to a mental crisis situation. We've been doing Sardsane for a lot of years, and it works really well. And I think that might be a good way to take some of the onus off of the police in a counseling mental health capacity. So could you look at that? And
Yes,
there's probably money available for that.
On February 22nd, there's a webinar on.
I did not know that.
If you like, I'll send it to you.
Sure.
We sent out through the American Rescue Plan. But you'll see that that's one of the things that's about crisis situations, stabilizing individuals who have mental health issues, substance abuse issues, whatever else.
Right.
So I sent that to the department head. I mean, she's not here anymore. But
Right, I knew it was going to be right in her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So that's great. I think that we do that one part really well, and then this is something that is also a crisis that could be done really well also. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
That's all.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Bells?
Yeah, Commissioner Fitzpatrick, I believe this is all part of, or that is all part of the program with Sheriff Scheffler, with the money that he just got, and
Community care?
the community care with the vehicles we just approved for them to go out with. That's geared towards mental health and drug abuse, but more towards mental health.
And they'll travel with police?
If needed, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Very important topic.
Yeah.
Do we have any other new business? Seeing, hearing none, we've received copies of written communications and petitions. Any commissioner have any comments? Anything they may have received? Okay, we'll now open to the public comments portion. Anyone that would like to speak during public comments, please come to the podium, state your name and town you reside. You're provided up to 3 minutes to speak. If you're attending virtually, please type yes in the question and answer box. You'll be raised from an attendee to a panelist. When you're raised, please again state your name and town that you reside. And again, it'll be 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Madam Chair. I just wanted to know, where are we with the
You still
with
have
the
to state your
resolution?
name and where you
I'm
reside for the
sorry, I'm
record.
sorry.
That's okay.
It's just like you did.
It's like your first rodeo.
Forgive me. Craig Calloway, Atlantic City, New Jersey. You need my exact address as well? Nope. Thank you. I just want to know where we are, Madam Chair, with regards to the conversation that we have had the last 2 meetings. I'm just trying to find out, where are we?
Okay, I have not seen a resolution prepared yet for that, and if any commissioner is preparing something at this time, you know, you can let us know. Or
Madam Chair, so there is a resolution that was started by our solicitor. It's floated back and forth.
Yeah, there were some
and
items.
just hammering out the language, and Commissioner Bertino was a big part of it. He couldn't be here tonight, so didn't want anything, getting on tonight. So look forward to seeing something on our next agenda meeting.
Yeah. I appreciate, your due diligence. And then it's unfortunate, it's just life, that we have to deal with unpleasant things. And the fact that we have a lot of dysfunctional and very sick people that we live with, unfortunate things take place. And then we have to deal with them. And these are things that should not even be thought about, to be swept under the rug, because it's just not going to go away, especially when you're dealing with situations like this. And I want people to understand that when you read the FBI report, there's one particular thing that stands out with me that really bothers me more than anything, and I've memorized it because that's how much it has affected me, my psyche. And that is, it was something from Principal LaQuetta Small, and she wrote a memo to the assistant superintendents of the schools district in the city of Atlantic City. And she made the comment, she said, I had a conversation this morning with the mother of the child. And it's my understanding, I'm quoting her, this is a quote, my understanding, I don't think that the mother is aware that they are sharing the bed. So the thing that bothers me is she talked to the mother and she didn't tell the mother, even though she knew the mother didn't know. It's in the report. And the other thing that the question comes to my mind is, well, how did you know this? How did you know it? And when you knew about it, what did you do about it? Could you imagine you finding out that someone is raping a child, molesting a child, in that position of authority as an administrator of schools, in your school, a student in your school, and you talk to the mother, and you don't tell the mother when you know that the mother doesn't know. The mother thinks that this is just someone who's mentoring her child, when in fact, he was molesting this child for a couple of years. It's unconscionable. But and also on the report, you will see euphemisms made. Sharing the bed. Sleeping in the bed. And we know what that means. Euphemistically, we understand that certain things aren't said. When we were children, we overhear our parents say, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so sleeping together. We found out later on what that meant. And sharing the bed, we know what that means. He was having sexual relations with that child. So it's just disturbing. And like I said, it's unfortunate we have to deal with these unpleasant, vicious things that happen, but we have to do them. It's not the fault of this county commissioner, but I brought it to you mainly because if it was just an Atlantic City problem, then we would try to deal with it just for in Atlantic City. But I wanted you to know that this is outside of the boundaries of Atlantic City, unfortunately. And that's why we brought it here. I want you to make that clear. And I know you would like for it to go away. I would like for it to go away too. I wish it would have never happened, but this is the unfortunate reality of being human beings and living on this planet Earth.
And it truly is a very sensitive issue, which is why, we are working on the resolution and had to go back with some.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anybody else from the public like to come forward, state your name?
Virtually, Nick.
I'm sorry?
Nick is virtual. He wants to say something.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Hey, how you doing? Nick Procaccini, Hamilton Township, New Jersey, president of FOP Lodge 34, correctional officer. Just trying to get an update on the premium pay. Mr. Bowles brought it up last month. I haven't heard anything, so just trying to get an update. These guys are waiting very patiently to see what's going on here. So any update, I'd appreciate it. That's all I got.
Okay. Do we have any update? I'm not, what pay is that? I'm
Talking
sorry.
about premium pay,
The
we have to
premium?
pay with the.
Essential employees.
Yeah.
You want to get, Amy, you want to talk about what we talked about at the budget meeting? You want me just to explain where we are?
Go ahead, Jer.
Okay. So anyway, we have made some proposals for premium and hazardous pay. Our issue right now is making sure that we can come in and do the budget. As of right now, we don't have all the numbers for the budget in order to do what we call meet the cap requirements or the amount to be raised by taxation. So that's what we're waiting for, some final numbers in order to do that. Once we do that, then we'll meet with all the unions, we'll send them letters, and we'll explain everything to them. But as of right now, we can't do that because we still have to finalize what we're doing. That's it.
Thank you, Jerry.
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Bowles?
Jerry,
Yeah.
won't this come from the American Rescue Plan money?
Yes, but we're doing something a little bit different. We're attempting to raise some salaries for everybody in the county. And in order to do that, we have to we can't use just all of the American Rescue Plan. And so that's what it is.
So you're looking for
So we're
long
looking-
range,
yes,
permanent?
That's correct, exactly.
Okay. And the Meadowview and Department of Health are included in that?
Every single department in the county.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jerry. Do we have any other questions or comments from the public?
That's
Hey,
minus,
please come
Jerry,
forward.
if I can, that's minus the constitutional seats, correct?
Yes, the constitutional officers.
Not
That-
the
that's correct.
constitutional officers.
No, they're
They're legislative.
That's correct, yes.
My name is Umar Salahuddin. I come to appeal to the Board of Commissioners to do what no other elected or appointed body has done in regards to what's going on in Atlantic City right now. And since this is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, Black History Month, I want to say that a statement that he made, and I want to say the same thing: justice delayed is justice denied. Now come before you, appealing to you to understand that the children in Atlantic City are no different than the children of Sandusky and Simone Biles. They're no different. But what I am saying is that why do we keep mentioning that there was only one child, and the record states that there was far more than one child? I'm here before you to ask you that if you look at the prosecutor's office, they did a raid, but they did not prosecute this man in Atlantic City. I don't understand why. The person I'm talking about is Keon Frazier, a man who was sent into other schools after having been exposed in the Atlantic City school system. They still sent this man into other children. This is the same thing that they did with Simone Biles and Sandusky. They didn't do anything. And I'm trying to appeal to you to understand the same thing, to feel what I feel. I got children. I have children. And to understand that a group of people who were elected in Atlantic City to take this person from one school and put him into several other schools is unheard of. Now they say that there was 5 people so far that they know of, but none of them have been indicted by the prosecutor's office. I'm a little upset because I don't even understand where the religious community is. when it was brought to my attention and I was given the copy of the FBI report, I said, every person in this community should be upset. You realize this little 8-year-old boy has to live with this for the rest of his life? Had never been taken to counseling. His mother hasn't been taken to counseling. And just recently, I was talking to a young woman, and she said it's been brought to my attention that my child was one of the children that this guy molested. We have to get real serious with this. And I'm furious about it because I don't understand how that we sit back, and I'm not saying you, I'm making an appeal to you. How do we continue to let this stuff happen? Simone Biles sat there and cried before the whole world. Is it a lesson for us? Atlantic City, City Council, the mayor, none of them have stood up and demanded justice for those children. I'm gonna ask you something. I don't want you to even answer it. But if that was your child, do you think for 1 second that you would be trying to be very nice about it? Because if it was my child, I couldn't. I wouldn't want to be around the individual. You know that my child has been destroyed for life. 8 years old. For the rest of his life, he's going to live with this. No counseling. His mother has had no counseling. The other 5 children has had no counseling. This man is a super predator. He's been in Virginia. He's been in California. He's been in Nebraska. He's been in North Jersey. What does it take for the people in this area to realize this man must be dealt with? He should never be let back out again. We have 5 children here in Atlantic City. I'm here to speak for them. I'm here to speak for them because they're not speaking. They're afraid to speak. You know why they're afraid to speak? Because this guy made it very clear, if you say something, I'm going to kill your parents. It hurts. It hurts me. I'm troubled. I'm going to tell you something else I'm troubled by. I had the opportunity when I got the letter and I was told to read what the FBI report said. I read it. As I read this letter, I said to myself, here's a man that was in 5 to 6 different states. What are we going to do? Where's the religious communities? Where's everybody at? And I know things have been kept from y'all, so I don't want you to feel because you hear me making this appeal and sounding very strong about it. I'm not trying to in no way come at y'all. But I want y'all to be able to feel what I feel, and it wasn't my child. To feel how those parents have got to feel. Nobody has said come in for counseling. The city of Atlantic City, the school board, and as a matter of fact, I want to say this. I think that the school board, they had 2 reports, the FBI report and an independent investigation. Both of those reports were notorious. What did the Board of Education do? Board of Education said, we don't want no more investigation. I appreciate your time. I thank you very much. And I'm hopeful that something, can be done for our children. And again, thank you very much for your time and thank you for listening to me. Thank you.
Do we have anybody else from the public that'd like to come forward?
Hello, Commissioners. I'm Tracy Thompson. I'm from Mays Landing, New Jersey. I'm a licensed foster mother. I'm back again. So I wanted to piggyback on some of the comments that were made. We keep saying 5 children, but we only saying 5 because that's how many that the FBI could basically evidence-based identify. Me speaking from DCPNP aspect, I want you to know that when I hit the paper and I got text messages from a CASA worker, and you guys know what a CASA worker is. So the CASA worker is assigned by a judge to come in to the homes and basically be the eyes and ears for the judge. And I heard from a various amount of people. But I also, and I don't know how you guys are going to word this in a resolution, but I'm sitting here thinking about how, if you had a child that was had interaction with this gentleman working for DCPNP, and you don't even know that this man's been convicted of anything because you didn't see it on the news, because you're really, you're busy working. You're a single parent mother like me. You didn't know about it. And your child, your grandchild, your niece and your nephew have slipped through the cracks because they're not one of the 5 children that were identified. And we don't have any notification to these parents to say this man was one of the was the man that was participating in supposed to be comforting your child, seeing about your child. They don't know. And I think, to me, that's alarming. We notify parents about everything. We notify them about simple stuff, the bus being late. And for these parents that are part of foster care, anybody in foster care, to not know that their child was part or had anything to do with this man, to me, I think we should take into consideration how we would notify these parents or the people that are taking care of them, because they need therapy. My child, my little girl I have, my little foster daughter, she has therapy right now. DCPNP gives therapy, trust me when I tell you, for everything. I'm in the process of, God willing, adopting them, and they want to give me therapy for her brother because he's older and he was more, had a bond with his father. So they want to make sure he's okay. We're just talking about a bond. And I've had him the end of this month, 5 years, which is unprecedented. And I'm just thinking about all of the videos that were made, the hundreds and thousands of videos that went out that we know about. So those are the unknown children that are missing, that we're forgetting about also, that might not have been identified. So we really have to take that into consideration. Is that for me? Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that's right. And it's just to also give everybody time to come up too. That's one of the reasons why we do it as well.
Okay.
But thank you again. We
so much
definitely
for
see your passion. Would anybody else like to come up from the public?
Good evening, I'm Matthew DiOlio Giacino, and I live in Atlantic City. I'm here tonight to echo the sentiments of some of my fellow residents. This case is really astounding, this whole situation, every aspect of it. And what I really would like to stress to the board is after he was exposed as somebody that we knew slept in the bed with children and fired from Atlantic City School District, he was hired by Department of Children Protection Permits. Does anybody know anything about their protocols, or when you're investigated by them, what the first thing they do when they come to your house is? They take a picture of your kid. That's the first thing they do. They take a picture of your kid and they request a private interview with the kid from the parents. So they'll say, well, you go off in the other room, we just want to see, if you have anything to say. And we don't know how many kids this has affected. And the fact that he was even hired, when people in the school district who are related to him allowed that to happen. I mean, who recommended this guy? Where's the letter of recommendation? How does this guy even get hired? Because I've spoken personally to members who worked there who trained him, and they said he was off from the beginning. There was something off about him the whole time. This whole situation with the mayor and his wife and everything is just, it blows my mind. And then, I heard that when this information was brought to the board, that many of you didn't even know. And I've known about this as just a regular resident for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. I remember when the headlines first came out. DCPNP worker arrested on child pornography. Whatever resolution you passed has to have the investigation call for how he was hired, who recommended him. Because as far as I understand, he wasn't licensed or he didn't have any certifications. He was a substitute teacher. They got hired as a caseworker. I mean, could you imagine, you're smoking a little pot or whatever, and then this guy comes knocking on your door to wave your finger at you and call you a bad parent? Is that what we're doing in this county? And for it to have happened now for, years, and for us to even have to be here is just very disappointing as a resident who I'd like to think that my governing bodies are competent and that this type of stuff won't happen. That's all I have to say. So please, let's get it done. Thank you.
Would anyone else from the public like to come forward? No, is there anybody on?
Leon Garland from Lang City. The only concern that really pisses me off about this is, how long did y'all know about this? When did y'all read the FBI report?
It was given to all of us, yes.
I said, when did you read? Did you read all of it?
Did not read all of it, no, I did not. Sorry.
Did you read it, Mr. Corsi? You didn't know nothing about it?
I heard about it.
You heard about it.
Mr. Calloway then brought it to our attention.
When the first time you heard about it?
All in the newspaper.
We grew up together, right? And alongside that, you knew the mayor. You grew up with the mayor too, right?
No, I did not.
No, you didn't grow up with it, but you watched him grow up, right?
Okay.
So something that alarming, and you sitting here on this panel, you wouldn't tell these people what was going on, and you know this man personally and his wife?
Is this an attack on me?
No, it's not an attack on you.
No, you answer me a question.
I'm asking
So
you
I'm
a
gonna be
question.
clear. Is this an attack on me?
No, it's not an attack.
So
I'm
the
asking
question
you a
should be, the question be, I'm sure they heard about the same stuff, but most of the public heard about it. I knew nothing about it until y'all started raising Cain about it. So if this is an attack on me, let me know if it's an attack on me. Because you're asking me the question.
I'm asking you why.
We are gonna ask,
They
we
got the
don't have a
same,
back and forth here.
Garland, they got the same information that the public got.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to come forward from the public? But I do ask, when people come forward, you can address the entire board, but not going off on any individual.
I didn't go off.
No, well,
Good evening, David
have a
Calloway,
discussion.
Pleasantville, New Jersey. First, I wanted to start off. Mr. Corsi, I wanted to put on the record, I want to give you and your family my condolences on the loss of your father. Back to the issue with this Kanye Frazier thing. Still, I know he just asked. You guys, all of you still haven't read that 95-page report? Or did everybody read it?
Not the entire report, I will be honest with you.
Not the entire, I know you said don't go back and forth, but I just want to ask you.
I mean, I think you and the other people.
What you have read.
The things that you.
I'm just wanting to know, what you have read, I'm quite sure you know it's quite disgusting. And it's been, when I came here before, I said it, to me, it's a cover. Reason why I say that, and the reason why we come here, because we went to the school board. It was supposed to be an independent investigation. Swept it under the rug. They don't want to investigate. They don't want to release the findings. That's why we've come here, for help from you guys. Maybe you can get some answers from the state as far as what happened. And this, even when I say cover up, even the local media is covering up. The local press. The lady, I don't believe she's here now, Michelle, I think her name is, she said, so it was just pornography. Just pornography. If it was just pornography, that's terrible. But I know, and everyone else knows, with that report, it was some sexual assaults also. So to me, the press is covering it up. She writes, either they covered it up or she didn't read the 95-page report. And as a reporter, she should do her investigation before she starts writing things. I don't understand why this thing is just so See, if everyone did what they were supposed, even if they didn't do what they were supposed to do, that report, that special investigation that took place through the school board, it should be released to the public. That's all we're asking for, some answers. So this will never happen again. And Atlantic City School District, or any school district here, we just want you guys to please, if you can, do a resolution to get the governor involved to find out what happened. How did this guy get hired with another state agency after he was supposedly fired from one? That's all we want, is some answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fowler. Would anybody else like to come and approach the board from the public? Sir, I want to say that I did say that in the wrong way, so I do apologize for you for that. I just was basically saying not to have a discussion with an individual at the time, so. Anybody else from the public? Anybody? You have nobody else from the public? Okay.
Good night. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any comments for the good of the order?
Madam Chair, if I may?
Yes.
First of all, let me just thank all my colleagues and those who send cards, condolences, phone calls in the passing of my father. Thank you so very much. It did not go unnoted. Some of you called, I did not get back to you. It's just been rough. But I want to thank everybody. Callaways, we grew up together. We would talk about the other day, we fight like cat and dog, but there's a bond between the Corsies and Callaway families, and we'll put the politics aside. And they picked up the phone, and that meant more than anything to the Corsi family. I mean, politics is one thing, and we move on from the politics of it, from that part of it. But just the fact that people took the time out to call. And let me just tell you a funny story about my dad. David and Craig would attest. My mother and father, and their mother and father were best friends, and they hung out back in the days. And Craig and David and I grew up, and David and Craig are a little older than I am. They won't admit it, but they. But we grew up, and we've come to respect it. We could agree to disagree. Don't have to be disagreeable. But at the end of the day, my dad was up the other day and he was talking to two of my brothers, and my dad was 97. And my brother said something to my dad about my mother, and he said, "Okay," turned around and closed his eyes and went to sleep. No pain, no suffering. But I look at my mom and dad, 97, I don't want longevity. I got to tell y'all straight up. I don't want it. But the overwhelming calls and supports from Sonia and the staff here, I can't thank y'all enough. And certainly to the public, thank you so very much for the well wishes to my family. And we move on. My dad would tell me if he was here, keep it moving. So it's my job to keep it moving. Thank you so much.
We'll keep telling you.
And let me, if I can, and when Garland was speaking, I get the frustration. It's very frustrating for all of us, and there ought to be some answers. But what I will not do, and I'll say this public, what I will not do is engage in back and forth, because everybody know I work for the mayor. Wrong is wrong, no matter who it is, where it's at, in the schools, out of the schools, at the end of the day. And the state has a lot explaining to do as well. And so, because I sit here and don't say much, it's not that I don't care, because I do. But I'm not going to get caught in between the politics of who I work for and what they did, what they didn't do, what they said, and what they didn't say. Wrong is just wrong. And state has a lot of answers as well to questions to answer. So I don't want you to think I'm being rude, disrespectful, not answered, but there's certain things I will not engage in. And I'd certainly encourage folks to move forward in asking the state questions. Why, even myself, why? How did it get to that far? But I'm not going to get into individual, whether it's the mayor or the mayor's wife. I'm not going to do that. So I just want to set that from the door. Other than that, it shouldn't happen nowhere. And whoever said it, Craig or David, you're damn right. Been my kid or something, we all be frustrated. But there's a process. It should have never gotten this far, no matter what. And the state has a lot of explaining to do, way beyond the Board of Education. And I just wanted to put that on the record.
Thank you, Commissioner. we have any other comments for the good of the order?
Madam Chair?
Yep.
Yeah, just, I know you may mention it earlier when you opened the meeting, but just want to commend, I know I see Greg Brookins is on, runs our Public Works. The phenomenal job that the county did with removing the snow from the roadways, you know, with having over 300 miles of county roadway. And in most cases, 15 to 18 inches of snow and drifting snow. Just because 15 inches came down, that doesn't mean that there's only 15 inches on the road. And, you know, going back over areas of roadway where there are open fields and the road was completely clear, and then through the night, the snow got blown back from the fields onto the roadway again, and the county going out and clearing and salting, taking time away from their own families. You know, probably their kids and their wives are probably out shoveling their own driveways where they had to go out and plow the roads. I just want to say, you know, a big thank you to, you know, everyone in Public Works, and not only just here in Atlantic County, but, you know, in all the municipalities. You know, you have to worry about, you know, your equipment and, you know, the people that aren't supposed to be parking their vehicles on the street that do. And I saw a lot of vehicles with snow plowed all the way onto their roofs. There was so much snow, but, you know, that's what you get for leaving your vehicle parked on the street. But, you know, they did a great job, and, you know, through Jerry, I sent a text message to Paul to send out to all his guys and to Greg, and just appreciate what they do for the county.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do we have anything else for the good of the order?
I'd like to say, if I could, happy Black History Month, which started today, to everyone out there. Happy Groundhog Day. Hopefully we get good news. I hear we lost another groundhog, passed away or something. So we have to get a new groundhog. So congratulations to the promotion of the new groundhog.
He snowed in.
Or condolences. And I don't think we meet before Valentine's Day. I'm not sure. It's next 2 weeks from now. Well, we may meet, well, the week after. So happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there.
You can send some candy
Thank
if you
you,
want.
Commissioner.
I'll send you candy.
Flowers
too.
Okay, I just have a couple things. I'd like to commend the collaboration between Atlantic County and Stockton University in opening 2 COVID testing sites. I had the pleasure of touring Galloway's when the governor was here, and the teamwork and the different people that come in to run these sites is amazing. Kara was very, very professional, and she did a great job. She's never been in front of a camera, so I think all of the cameras that were there, and she did a phenomenal job for the county in addressing what was going on and the issues. And she also, one of them pulled her aside, and I was very impressed with how Kara handled herself. And again, you know, thanking them for, you know, everything that they do and the availability that they continue to put in through this pandemic. February is American Heart Month as well. Got a lot of things going on this month, and it reminds us to take care of our hearts and to consider our risk factors for heart disease. And that's all I have. Does anybody else have anything? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here.